Hello. Welcome to the first live show, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Happy Saturday. It's Saturday night. I can't say that legally. I can't say that. So it is Saturday night, and we're doing a live podcast. So this is how I will say it and not legally and get in trouble. So hope everyone, again, having a great Saturday. Hopefully this will become a more common thing. Let's see how it goes. See how everyone thinks. Chris Brooks, I can't wait either. Let's see what happens. This is definitely something exciting, something new, something different. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes, no? Raise your hand if you don't hear me. So, yeah, something new, something different. I believe my microphone's on. This is the first time I've done this, first time on YouTube. So, I believe this is going all right. So, I'm just gonna talk about each week I'll try and come up with a different topic. This week I want to talk about the new 50th anniversary celebrations. 50th anniversary is coming up quickly, and it will be it's going to be spectacular. It is definitely going to be something to be excited about. And there's been a lot of announcements. There's going to be more announcements, obviously, that we don't know about yet. Thank you again, Chris Brooks. We hear you. We see you. You got this. Awesome. I'm glad this is working out so far. I don't always have the best track record. I was working with on another podcast, and it took us 2 days for between scheduling and technical issues to be able to get through to start recording. Because one reason or another, computers, streaming services weren't working. Excuse me. Yes, that is just water. Don't worry. So let's jump right into it, shall we? So the 50th anniversary. What do we have going on here? We have this is going to be called, or they're calling it. Disney PR is calling it the world's most magical celebration. So you have a couple of their buzzwords in there. You got magical, you have celebration. The world, obviously referring to Walt Disney World. That's no surprise there. Beginning October 1st. Why October 1st? Because October 1st is when the Magic Kingdom opened up officially and became Walt Disney World's, the Disney company's second park. So first park in Florida opened October 1st, 1971. So it would be all but fitting to have it begin on October 1st, 2021. The funny thing is that this celebration was actually supposed to start last year. Yes, Brooks, it is just water. But yeah, the celebration was originally planned to start last year and run through and including October 1st. But things being as it were, no one expected the world to start going stir crazy and fall apart and insane, and the world come to a stop. So that's why you had to start it. That's when they shifted everything. A lot of the attractions that are supposed to be built already are still being worked on. Tron Coaster, Guardians of the Galaxy, Space 220, Ratatouille, all that stuff was supposed to actually already be built and open. A lot of the stuff in Epcot, a lot of it's being tabled. As much as the work is going on there, we have the demolition of the Communicore buildings and refitting of the Communicore West. I always get that mixed up. But I believe Communicore West is now being, or Innoventions as a lot of people know it. I still call them Communicore. I am of that school. I do call it Epcot. Some people still call it Epcot Center, but I have referred to it as Epcot. But yes, that's being refurbished. There you're going to get the Moana water attraction walkthrough journey thing. That's going to be in the Future World area there, and where the Fountain of Nations was. Um, Moment of silence for the Fountain of Nations. Yeah, Fountain of Nations. I always enjoyed watching that. That was really cool. They've done a lot with that. Uh, some of you that may know the history that they took water from all the representative countries and poured it into there, and hence the name Fountain of Nations. But it's going to be an 18-month celebration event. And not everything happens on the first. The first is just when it kicks it off. Number of things are happening on the first. I guess it's you could say it's kind of the biggest day for things to be happening, but things will be happening throughout the 18 months. So we have new nighttime spectaculars. We have what else? Besides the nighttime spectaculars, we have the daytime spectaculars. We have the shiny things, beaking of shiny things, and the special dressed characters, plus something else, another event that was re-announced, as it were. So you have at the Magic Kingdom. We'll start with the Magic Kingdom because that is the more or less the most important park. We have a nighttime spectacular. We have Disney Enchantment, which is a debuts October 1st at the Magic Kingdom Park. It takes guests on a journey filled with adventure and wonder. Guests will journey on fulfilled with adventure, wonder, and empowerment, inspiring everyone to believe in magic. It will feature music, enchanting lights, stunning fireworks, and for the first time, immersive projections effects that extend from Cinderella's castle, which we see now on Happily Ever After, and go straight down Main Street, USA. So, needless to say, they were busy installing projectors while the park was not open when they could. So that should be fun. That should be something fun to see. I love Happily Ever After. Is this replacing Happily Ever After? They haven't said officially. And this is kind of something that makes me wonder. Are we going to get Happily Ever After? And then after that, are we going to get Disney Enchantment? Or are we losing Happily Ever After and getting Disney Enchantment? Remember, the Magic Kingdom Park has only had 3 nighttime of full-time standing nighttime shows. This is not including shows like the Halloween Wishes or Halloween the Boo to You Spectaculars, any of that type of stuff, any of the Christmas stuff, any of those things. Princess and Pirates, those are something separate because those are like special events. Those only take place from one point to another point. They're in a small window. Rest of the year type of things that are always going on. That's what I'm talking about. So you've had why I always forget the initial one. Well, you had Wishes, you have Happily Ever After, and then you have Fantasy in the Sky. So you've had those 3. Those, it's only been it. I mean, if you go to the Magic, if you go to Disneyland, they get a new one every 18 months or so. They've had a whole bunch of stuff. So the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World has only had 3. So this will be the 4th one. We'll find out. They haven't said officially in what capacity this is going to be going. So yeah, so we will have that, and that should be spectacular. I mean, just the complete immersion that a good chunk of the park is now included. I mean, Main Street USA and the castle. I mean, it's a small key of the park, but I think that's going to be quite special. I think that's going to be really a sight to see. Like I said, with Happily Ever After, the amount of immersion that just in that, and that's pretty much just on the castle and the side things there, the side turrets, is breathtaking and beautiful. This now extending through straight down Main Street is going to be something else. I think that we will really get a really powerful story and sense of everything. Um, for you, some of you, bring the tissues. We'll say that we should definitely need to bring the tissues. So, yeah, that's going to be something else. Um, Not to be outdone, Epcot is getting its new show. Like, the worst kept secret in Disney currently at this time is Harmonious. You have the big bulking barges in the middle of the lake there. The seven. So you got the main center barge, and you got the ones coming off to the side, the projector screens on the side with the moving arms, the fireworks. So October 1st, again, Harmonious will debut, the largest nighttime spectacular ever created by for a Disney park. It's being touted as. It will be a celebration of Disney music that inspires people worldwide, unifying power of story and song, embracing new technical magic that incorporates pyrotechnics, fountains, lighting, and media in a new way. New interpretations of classic Disney songs reimagined in more than a dozen languages by a diverse group of 240 artists from around the world. What will that sound like? 240 different voices singing a vast array of Disney songs that I am sure they will hit on all the current countries that are there and maybe then some. Because and when you think about it, that these countries have now been utilized in a number of films, and each film has its own song catalog. So we'll have music from France, music from Japan, China, Italy. So we get all that stuff that will get combined into Harmonious, which isn't too far off from what they did with Illuminations. But now you got they're and taking this blurb apart, that you will have it reimagined in more than a dozen languages. So we will now have the vocalization, and the vocalization will be translated into the different languages of the lands. And that they haven't done so much before. It was always just in English, and they may take musical cues from different places, or the original Illuminations, where you did have music from the different countries represented, but it was all the classical music. So there was no words really needing to be interpreted. So this is going to change that up a little bit. It's really taking it to the next step. And then, of course, like I said, you have the barges and all the technical achievement where they constructed these things from the ground up right there in Epcot. So that's going to be quite spectacular. That's going to be something different. Real talk, Harmonious barges too big. Blocks the view to be determined. Yes, that we shall see. That is a good point. They are quite large. They are quite, and this is coming from Imagineering, because they admit they are large. These things are big. They are quite the large eyesores at the time. They haven't been turned on yet. They haven't been turned on yet. Supposedly, these things are going to run open to close for the park. So once the park opens, they will already be running. There is a pre-programmed water show, kind of like the Fountain of Nations, where the Fountain of Nations was always running, even whenever it wasn't performing a show. It was always going. That's going to be the same thing with the Harmonious barges. That they're going to be basically a giant water feature in the middle. And if you look how the centerpiece, the ring one, is set up and aligned, from my understanding, if you're standing in Japan, you will see Spaceship Earth right through the middle of it. So it kind of actually enhances Spaceship Earth. It becomes this more unifying decor. I don't know if that's the best use of word, but it will be something it will be something different. But again, until that part is fully working, right now, yeah, it is a giant black eyesore sitting in the sitting in the lagoon there. And it is, they're painting it, they're trying to make it look better. There's still a lot of work that they have to do on it. Just because they're in place doesn't mean that they're finished yet. We shall see. My trust is in the Imagineers. Disney does not leave eyesores. We have to remember that. As appalling as something is, they always seem to work it in. The Disneyland has a giant Matterhorn coming out of it, and they strategically placed it in a way that it kind of, oh well, it kind of makes sense where it is. It kind of doesn't seem out of place, even though it is. They figure these things out. They figure these things out, and I can't see it. How it is now presented now is not how it's going to be October 1st. And I'm going to leave it at that, because that's what they're promising us. And they usually come through least aesthetically on stuff. Rides, is a ride as good as it should be? That's a whole nother story. But as aesthetics go and as things look, this should work out fine. Speaking of Epcot, you also have Ratatouille grand opening, October 1st. And the key word here is the grand opening. What does that mean? Because we all know on attractions, they like to do soft openings. When are soft openings happening? That's up to them. Is it every day? No, it's whenever they feel like they're going to run it just to test it. They may run it for a few hours one day. They may run it a whole day. They may run it one day and they're not going to run it the next 2 days. They will do a soft opening of Ratatouille. Could be in August, could be in September, could just be the week before October 1st, which will be the end of September. But this is a very family-friendly, trackless attraction where guests will feel like they are shrink to the size of Chef Remy and scurry through Gaston's famous restaurant and being chased by the little chef. So that, again, opens October 1st. And because it is France and because it is Epcot and because it is Disney, October 1st, also they're opening a restaurant because food is part of everything. We need more Disney food. So Le Crêperie de Paris will be opening also October 1st, adjacent to Chef Remy's Ratatouille adventure. This will be both table and quick service, so get out your mobile apps. First thing in the morning while you're eating your breakfast, put in your lunch order there because that's how it has to be done. The menu will feature sweet crepes, savory buckwheat galettes, which is naturally gluten-friendly, according to Disney, and authentic French hard cider. Not for the kiddies, because it is hard cider. This will be really nice. So no ADRs are available for yet. As far as I know, again, that opens in October 1st. We're not in the October 1st window yet for ADRs, so that's why, you're not going to be able to book them yet. But like I said, if you don't get any ADR, you do want to do the quick service. How things stand right now, I'm going to warn you now, because this is what I'm planning on doing. When you get there, it is your day that in Epcot. While you're having breakfast, start ordering your lunch. It sounds insane, but that's for mobile ordering. That's what you're going to have to do nowadays. That's mobile ordering is kind of almost like the Fast Pass. It's a good idea to cut down on the time, but it goes quickly. So once an area is booked up, it's booked up. You can't, they can't provide any more lunches or meals or orders at that time. Order early. Plan your day. If you're one of those that just flies by the seat of your pants and expect, I'll just mobile order it and pick it up in an hour. It doesn't work that way anymore. I'm sorry. That's the reports I'm getting out of the park. That's what I'm hearing from everybody else. I haven't tested that myself, but I hear enough of it to understand that you really have to plan ahead for your mobile orders, unless if you're doing someplace that really is unpopular, really doesn't offer anything, or if you're just doing snacks, which is fine because sometimes I do that too. We'll just be going about. We'll have a nice, good breakfast, character meal, a good, decent breakfast somewhere, and just hit the snack carts. We'll do the snack carts on the way to wherever we were walking around. Get a giant Mickey pretzel, get some popcorn, get some of the nuts, and get a drink or some of the smart water. Smart water is usually the best way to go, especially in the hot weather. That's how you're always going to do better. Keep you fresh. You go on, and then you just keep going. This way you can eat, and you're not losing time by sitting down. Where do we go from there? So, beacons of the magic, uh, beacons of magic shine at Walt Disney World theme parks. What does that mean? What is beacons of magic shining? Each of the giant weenies, the icons of the park, will be getting a enhancement, visual enhancement on for the 50th anniversary. Cinderella's Castle has already got its illuminations. It's got a new paint job. It's got its embellishments around it. It's going to get a nice big placard in the middle. I think it actually looks nice. I haven't seen it in person, but a lot of the pictures I have, especially whenever you get a little bit of a cloud cover behind it, looks really good. I think the colors pop, and it's just got a nice, illustrious, kind of happier tone to it. The blues, I mean, the blue is classic. The blues and grays that was on it was always classic. And yes, I hope they go back to that. But right now, this is where it's going for the celebration, and I think like the rose gold colors is appropriate and really adds a little pep to it, especially with the embellishments around the turrets. Looks really nice. Animal Kingdom theme park, a warm light will emit from the Tree of Life as magical fireflies gather to usher in the magic of nature. What that says to me is image mapping, that they will be doing image mapping on the Tree of Life, pardon me, for the nighttime stuff. You're not going to see it during the day, obviously. All this stuff is actually going to take place at the night. And this will go into the show as well that they will be doing. They do the nighttime shows on the tree. Hollywood Tower Hotel, so the Tower of Terror at Disney Hollywood Studios, will be washed in a brilliance invoking the golden age of imagination and adventure. I don't know how to translate that. That is, again, they're going to be image mapping something on the Tower of Terror. That's how I take that. The Tower of Terror is going to get some sort of image mapping on it. And it has to do golden age of imagination and adventure. I would say some of the classic Disney stuff, but that doesn't even sound like that. So we will see what they have in store for that. Yeah, they'll put something fun up there. They're going to put something fun up there. Something to probably do with movies. And adventure is now the new more theme of that park. Epcot, as we know, new lights will be shining across the reflective panels of Spaceship Earth, connecting one another to a symbol of optimism, resembling stars in the nighttime sky. The iconic structure, this is going to be permanent. So we're starting this October 1st, or there's about, but it will continue. It's going to be a permanent thing. It's just going to be there now until they decide it's not going to be. Almost like the giant sorcerer arm that was there until it wasn't. That was never meant to stay that long. It was just a matter of we're going to put this up. It's going to be a temporary permanent fixture. And whenever the Millennium celebration was over, they looked at it and go, how do we get this down now? Hence why it stuck around for a bit. So they were able to change it, take the 2000 down, put on the words Epcot, left it up for a little bit longer, and then said, now we really need to get this thing down. So eventually they figured it out. Took them a few years. That's how good they build some things sometimes, the Imagineers. They build them so good, they don't even know how to take it down sometimes. Pardon me again. Animal Kingdom is going to finally get a daytime show. because the nighttime show, not too many people are missing. Sorry, it's true. That's the way it is. Um, I had the option last time I was there to go see the um the show at Animal Kingdom at night and chose to go look at Pandora instead. I think I took the better option. One of the cast members was really trying to encourage me to go over and watch the nighttime show there. We chose not to. I've listened to the music. It sounds okay. The videos and seen things I've seen. It looked all right. I think Pandora at night is something that you need to really experience. Pandora at night is just breathtakingly beautiful and complete. The Imagineers really pushed themselves there, and it shows how just amazing it is. Forget about going on the rides; just walking there is worth the time and the mission. It's spectacular. So we're getting kite tails at Animal Kingdom, Disney's kite tails, because everything has to have the word Disney in front of it now for copyright reasons. Disney's kite tails will take flight at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park, also beginning October 1st, inside the Discovery River Amphitheater. There will be performers will be flying. So this is getting the idea. Basically, they probably took the jet skis from Epcot because you cannot use them anymore in the lagoon because of the harmonious barges. So when Epcot Forever comes back in 2 weeks, a week, you will not be having the kites fly in that anymore. You're getting more fireworks. More fireworks is good. I always like more fireworks. That is my problem with Happily Ever After. Beautiful show, less fireworks. Beautiful show, more fireworks. Why can't you just add more fireworks? More things blowing up, more explosions, more beauty in the sky. Budgets. So, October 1st, you're going to be getting this. They're getting the jet skis over, new kites, which basically what it is. Kites of all shapes and sizes and wind catchers and kites of all shapes and sizes will be out in the water, 3-dimensional kites. It'll be some stretched up to 30 feet long. It'll depict Disney animal friends, including Simba, Zazu, Baloo, and King Louie. Probably others. These colorful creations will dance throughout the sky to the beat of favorite Disney songs in uplifting, vibrant experiences for the whole family. My guess is some of these songs will include songs from The Lion King and The Jungle Book, but that's just a guess. This is, again, it's just something fun to put in there, and they have this space, they built this theater, they need to use it, right? So that's what they're doing. They are using this theater for something during the day, because nighttime stuff they haven't figured out yet at Animal Kingdom, and it becomes tricky because it's the lake that they use is completely natural, so you got a lot of vegetation. A lot of vegetation around it creates a lot of stuff at the bottom and floating in the water, and that causes issues with special water effects, and that's kind of the problem that they were having before. Then you got the most obscure thing, which is the Golden Disney Fab 50 sculptures, which will appear across the theme parks. Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Pluto, Chip and Dale will be part of a new collection of special golden characters sculptures debuting October 1st across the 4 Walt Disney World theme parks. There will be 50 characters featured overall. Guests will be able to interact with these Disney Fab 50 in surprising ways as part of the 50th anniversary celebration. Again, they are being very aloof about what you can actually do with this. This is something that is going to be out there. This is going to be something that you can interact with. This is something for the 50th anniversary. What is the interaction? How are you interacting with these things? Are they going to be moving statues? Are they going to be somewhat animatronic? Are they just going to make vocal noises? Is it something that you're going to do through the My Disney Experience app and interact? Is it going to be an AR situation that, again, through the My Disney Experience app or through another app that we may not know about? The Genie app We haven't heard about the Genie app in a while. So what's going on with that? That's still in progress. They're still working on that. Is this going to be something that we're Instagram photos? Yeah, but again, interactive. They're specifying, they're harping on the word interactive. So definitely Instagrammable. Again, probably maybe an AR situation through Instagram, through what's the other one? Snapchat. Is that the other one that the kids are using nowadays? The Snapchat with the AR and changing things around. That it'll be a TikTok. It'll be a TikTok app thing that you'll be able to do with, you'll start dancing with the statues. Those kids these days. Exactly. So we don't, they haven't specified what the interactive ability of these statues are yet, other than they will be there, and it's going to be something, it'll be something fun. It's going to be something fun and cool for the 50th. And it will be around for 18 months, and maybe they'll leave them a little bit longer, maybe not. We'll see. And of course, what would be any celebration or anniversary at a Disney park without getting the characters involved and dressed up themselves? Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto, Chip, and Dale, noticing a theme of which characters are mentioned here, will be dressed in sparkly new looks, custom made for the special occasion. Highlighting these celebratory designs, including beautiful embroiderment, impressions of Cinderella's castle backed by fireworks, as well as brocade and multi-toned iridescent fabrics. Of course, iridescent is spelled Earidescent, because you have to have Mickey's ears involved. All punctuated with pops of gold, Mickey and Minnie will be the hosts of the world's most magical celebration, joined by Walt Disney World cast members at the heart of this event. They will be wearing, the cast members, new iridescent name tags designed for the 50th anniversary. Cast will demonstrate yet again that they are renowned for their commitment to service, consistently exceeding guests' expectations by going above and beyond to make visits to the most magical place on earth very special. And I stand up and stand behind that, because if it wasn't for the cast members, you could put all the characters and stuff out there, it would not be the same. The cast members are the real magic makers of the Disney parks. As much as the Imagineers do, as much as corporate does, as much as everyone else is involved, it gets right down, and Disney realizes that the cast members in the parks, in the resorts, on the transportation, they are what brings the guests back day after day, month after month, year after year. And make sure, if you see a cast member out there and they're going above and beyond and they did something special, or you see them doing either something special for you or for somebody else, find a lead or go to guest services and make sure to recognize them, because they do find out. If you take the time to recognize a cast member, the cast member will find out and they will be congratulated. And it is, Disney goes that extra step. It's not something that, okay, oh great, they found out that a cast member did a good job. Okay, thank you. No, they go up to the cast member and tell them someone did recognize you, and they get enough recognition, they get reward, they get taken care of. Disney does take care of their, as much as people, they don't pay them, and yes, Disney needs to pay their cast members better. But if a cast member does good and exceedingly keeps doing good, they get a lot of recognition, and the company does, they do recognize them. They do pay attention to that type of stuff. So it's always important. And it's always cool to see them with new name badges. Man, I wish I had a special one. For more information, to keep up on all this, make sure to go to disneyworld.com/50. That's the number 50. Or the Disney Park blogs. to keep up with it. It's going to also be hashtag Disney World 50 on social media. There was one other announcement that they made that came back because D23 was supposed to take place at Walt Disney World. Couldn't take place at Walt Disney World because of the pandemic. They announced for the 50th celebration, D23 is coming to Orlando in November. It will be what I thought I had the dates here, and I don't. It will be taking place November. I didn't print out the dates. My goodness, I thought I had them here. Coming in November will be the D23 Expo, and if someone could put it in the chat for me, I would appreciate it, or I will look it up here in my email that I got from them recently. You think you got everything prepared? Just announced. Here we go. D23 will be celebrating at Walt Disney World November 19th through the 21st. If you have your gold membership event, tickets go on sale in July. So, all you gold members out there, get ready. July is when you'll be able to get your tickets to go to the D23 in November, November 19th through the 21st. It is a weekend, of course, in Orlando. A fantastic Disney celebration, Walt Disney World Resorts. More information of that will be coming soon. And it should be awesome, as all the D23s. D23 is one of those events that just keeps getting better and better as it keeps going on. I don't know what they're going to be putting out there, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of special stuff with the 50th anniversary, and there's going to be more. So, what are you looking forward to? Everyone out there, what out of everything that's been announced so far, and there's a lot more other stuff that I'm sure we have not heard about. I mean, we know Tron is coming. We know Guardians of the Galaxy is coming. We know that, again, the stuff in Epcot is coming. And those have not officially been announced, but how do you not recognize a giant building that is 2 to 4 times bigger than Spaceship Earth being built in Epcot? Or how do you not realize this really awesome looking roller coaster off to the side of Space Mountain that they have had to block off parts of the railroad for? And Space 220 on the side of Spaceship Earth. What out of all this are you looking forward to? Me, I'm going to go with Harmonious. I think Harmonious is going to be spectacular. Obviously, the Tron coaster is fantastic. It's not new, being that we have one in Shanghai. Guardians of the Galaxy is new. That should be pretty cool too. But Harmonious, I think, is just going to be mind-blowing and absolutely spectacular. And I love the nighttime stuff. Epcot always seems to get the really cool nighttime shows because you have this beautiful, it's basically a theater in the round. So you're going to utilize everything around there. You utilize the countries and fireworks in all directions and fire and imagery. So they're always pushing the envelopes there. Chris Brooks is excited for the railway to begin reopening eventually. Yes, when Tron is done or much further along, because they're rerouting the track from my understanding, or they built the thing over the it's this weird, I don't know what they're doing with the railroad track because it's kind of occupying the same space as Tron. I haven't checked to see if and the satellite imaging has gotten updated pictures of how that's all going to see exactly how Tron and the railroad tracks line up. From one of the artist renditions that I saw, that it looks like the train goes through a tunnel underneath it, which should be interesting to see if they do up anything special in that tunnel. But yeah, so you got all that kind of fun stuff going on. And again, I don't think they've told us everything yet. One thing I've been waiting for, and I think a lot of us have been waiting for, particularly, Disney World fanatics, is that a nighttime parade has been missing now for quite some time at the Magic Kingdom. It's been too long that we haven't had a nighttime parade there. And you're hoping for a Tron scene, yeah, in the tunnel. That would be awesome. Some sort of uh lighting or Tron effect going on in there. That would be cool on the railway. Um yeah, we need a nighttime parade. And I heard rumors that they were going to try and get paint the night over there, but it just would not fit, or would not the turning radius was not appropriate for the Magic Kingdom versus the turning radiuses that it uses in Disneyland, at DCA. Not all the floats work properly. Um, and I absolutely love Paint the Night. I think it is a spectacular parade, and hopefully they can make something along that vein to put in there. Again, Disneyland keeps getting new parades, daytime and nighttime. Yeah, Disney World gets a number of different daytime parades, but it's the nighttime parades. Let's face it, the nighttime parades, daytime ones are cool. Uh, Festival of Fantasy is cool. All that stuff is really cool. But the nighttime ones, Spectral Magic, Main Street Electrical Parade, only two that we've gotten. But if you want to go into the Boo to You parade, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas parade, um, always just amazing. It takes however your day went. Takes the level of your excitement during the day, how much you enjoyed the daytime celebrations and events, and knocks it up, not one, not two, but like 10 notches, to sit there and just watch this parade, and you get immersed into the music and the spectacle in front of you, the lights and the characters, the dancing, the effects, all of it is just remarkable. And like I said, it is missing. It is sorely and obviously missing from that park. I don't know, since they put the first parade in, which was what, late 70s. This has been the longest the Magic Kingdom has been without a nighttime celebration. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we need our nighttime parades. All right. Anyone have any questions? Let's do a real quick question and answer situation. And then we will look forward to probably doing this next week. Everyone up for doing it again next week? Next week, I was thinking we could talk The Bad Batch. Give you a week to catch up on it. We'll be 10 episodes in out of the 16 episode run. I think we need to talk a little Bad Batch, because if you haven't been watching it and you like Star Wars, especially if you like the Clone Wars, if you like the Clone Wars series, or even Rebels, any of that stuff, check out The Bad Batch. This show gets better with every episode. I cannot recommend it enough. If you enjoy Star Wars, if you're mildly into Star Wars, you'll still enjoy it. As long as you know enough about, particularly the prequels. If you know about the clones, check out the last episode, the last season of Clone Wars. Even there's just a chunk of them where these characters first show up. You get a quick introductory there, and then this takes off from there. It just runs, and this group of characters is fantastic. The Dave Filoni, in his wisdom, has created yet again another spectacular series. You know, The Mandalorian, Clone Wars, Rebels, um, Resistance. I don't know about that one, but um, this has just been remarkable. Like I said, each episode keeps getting better and better, and we shall see where it goes. I mean, you're dealing with a group of characters you do not know what their future is. And you're dealing with a time period that you really haven't had much information about before. You know, it is after the prequels, so after episode 3, before episode 4, and how the Empire in its infancy started changing things. So you get a lot of different takes on that, and kind of what happened with all the clone stuff and how the Empire stuff starts coming in, and some of the morphing and changing of situations, and how did we go away from the clones to the stormtroopers. That's kind of touched on here as well. Spectacular series. Again, if you haven't watched it, got a week, check out some of it. We'll talk about it next week. Same time, same channel. All right. No questions. So thank you for coming, everybody. It's been spectacular. Thank you for everyone. And if you haven't caught it on the live feed, I'm hoping I'll be able to put this out on the audio feeds, on the podcast feeds, and you'll be able to watch it there. Or you could always watch it again, I think, on YouTube. YouTube keeps this up. Hope that's the case. And yeah, this has been fun. This has been great. I look forward to doing it again. Thank you again, everybody, and have a magical evening.